Hello. Welcome back. It is time for some Final Fantasy XIV. Last we left off, we had just made it to, what's it called? I think it was like Raktika something. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, it was yeah, it was Yaktel. The Jatika Heartland. Jatika Heartland. Which is the big forest. And I did... let's see. I think I got... Yeah. I went ahead and ran around the entire map. I unlocked, or quote-unquote discovered almost the entire map, so it's almost fully, like, filled in, removed all that fog. And then, I also got all of the, exploration ether currents around there. So all that's left for ether currents in Yaktel is 3 for quests. Which, of course, one of them is going to be from a main story quest. Eventually. But I figure we will start with the, or another, role quest here. The level 92 one. Which might even get us to level 96. We'll see. We gotta talk to Ikaruga here in the Ruby Sea.
Well, this is unexpected. What brings you to the Ruby Price? Disputes? Strange you should ask. Not even a moon ago, the waters of the Ruby Sea were poised to turn a sanguinary shade. Please, tell us everything. A Confederate skiff approached the Ruby Price without authorization, and its occupant began hurling insult after insult in an obvious attempt to provoke us. We did not succumb to their provocations, however. After warning the vessel we'd fire if they drew an ilm closer, they withdrew without a word. However, should they attempt to provoke us again, we will not display the same level of restraint, and the roar of our cannons shall signal their comrades to rally in full force. The waters will flow red, of that there can be no doubt. Tensions run high, not like this has ever occurred.
I see. Thank you for the information. Might we speak privately? Uh-huh. Based on the testimony just now, I gather there's an agreement in these waters that the Confederates are not to draw near the Ruby Price, guarded as it is by Bakufu sentries. If that's the case, then as the soldier stated, I can only conclude that the vessel earlier was attempting to incite a dispute between the two factions, which fits the modus operandi of our quarry. Wouldn't you say? Perhaps it
was he who sailed here under the banner of the Confederates. Whatever the case may be, we have nothing but conjecture. We'll need solid evidence before we can alert the soldiers here to this threat. I doubt they'll heed our warnings otherwise. First, we need to verify if any members of the Confederacy actually approached the Ruby Price. Do you know where their base of operations can be found?
Sure. Over there.
Sakazuki. Looks like it would be fastest for us to swim there.
Yep. Hope you're a good swimmer. Well, it'd be fastest for you to swim there. I can aetheryte travel. Just one quick teleport would get me there. Or we could swim. Sure. Why not? Shioji.
What? Absolutely not. Not a one of my Confederate brothers and sisters would approach the Ruby Price without authorization. Those cowardly Bakufu dogs must have concocted this baseless rumor to get a rise out of us.
Uh-huh. Hyun.
The soldiers at the Ruby Price said that, did they? Pardon my language, but that's a load of We have no interest in Hingan waters. If anything, I've seen their skiffs encroaching on our territory of late. If you ask me, they're the ones thirsty for blood.
How is this one man sailing an entire vessel all by himself? And also disguising it as two separate kinds. Two separate, groups.
There you are, Junosia. Listen to what this person has to say. The situation is more grave than we thought. I'm thankful you came, and not a moment too soon. Captain Rasho ain't been acting himself, you see. Normally where he goes, Tensui goes, but not today. He showed up just earlier by his lonesome and ordered us to gather as many heads as are able to join him on the Isle Obeko to attend to some pressing business. Normally I'd oblige the captain without a moment's hesitation, but I had a feeling something weren't right. So I asked him what manner of business. We're gonna set the Ruby Price ablaze, he says. The bloody Ruby Price! Tried speaking some sense into him, but he weren't a mind to listen. Walked off saying he has no need of craven like me. Look, I know what's gotten into the captain, but it can't be anything good. Please, go to the Isle of Becco and stop him, and stop him and me comrades before it's too late.
Huh.
This Rasho acting strangely can't be a coincidence. We need to get to that island, and quickly. Do you know the way?
Yeah, I know these waters like the back of my hand. I got this. Easy peasy.
Got it. We've not a moment to waste.
We'll take care of it. Here we go. Mountain Zoo! Yeah, also, I haven't been able to hop into Final Fantasy XIV much off-stream as of late, but I have gotten Paladin to 54, Astral Legends 60 now, so that one's all set. All of my healers are 60 plus. Ninja's now 75. What else? Blue Mage is 58. Still working on... Gotta get it to level 60. For the next... job quest. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Dark Knight's 93 and a half. It's getting there. And I've got so much stuff sitting in here. Once I get Dark Knight to 94, I can give it a bunch of gear. But still half a level left. Gotta put this in my armoire though. My glamour chest. Because it looks pretty neat. Itoka.
I hear voices. Seems they've gathered up ahead. Let's go. Gotta put a stop to this. This nonsense.
Those scum think they can encroach on our territory and get away with it? I'll be if we let them. Tonight we lay siege to that ruby price and seize it for ourselves.
But are you sure? If we do this, we won't just be starting a battle, we'll be starting a war. You've been acting strange, Captain. What's gotten into you?
Silence! I didn't ask for your bloody opinion.
Those lying dogs claimed it was us breaching the agreement. I say we give the what they deserve.
You are not welcome here. Be gone if you value your lives.
You're a terrible actor! You suck at this! Don't you know Rasho knows me personally? I've helped him on many occasions. He wouldn't chase me off. Moron.
You saw through my disguise again. Don't tell me you count even a pirate captain among your acquaintances.
Yes. Do you know who I am, bro? Basically everyone in a position of power knows me. Personally. Because I've helped them.
What are you trying to accomplish? Why incite such conflict wherever you go? Why? Sorry to disappoint you, but contrary to the passage of the Unbound's prattling about freeing the world from the tyranny of government, I have no grand designs.
Excuse me.
I wish merely for everyone to show their true faces. Folk love to put on airs of sophistication and virtue, but push them towards the edge and their masks slip off to reveal the monsters underneath.
Wrong. What? Huh? No. You just keep poking and prodding between two groups until they get mad enough to attack each other. Like, that's got nothing to do with sophistication and virtue. No, I would say 90% of people in this world do not claim to be a pacifistic monk who would never hurt a fly, okay? If someone assaults your girlfriend, then of course you're going to be like, hey, back off, bro. Who do you think you are? So if you get someone, if you like pretend, you know, put on this like disguise that you've got, this perfect disguise to pretend to be someone's girlfriend and claim that that person groped her, then of course her boyfriend would jump to her defense. That's a natural thing. That's not pushing someone to an edge where their mask slips off like there was no mask. What are you talking about, bro? You're just inciting violence for no reason.
They'll go for their neighbour's juggler to save their own skin. You've seen it for yourselves. It's quite the spectacle.
What? No, I haven't. I really haven't. What are you going on about? There is a clear agreement between these two groups to not enter each other's waters. And you are pretending to be them entering each other's waters. Breaking an agreement and then getting them to accuse each other of breaking the agreement and lying to each other and creating this big deal when that wouldn't, like, it wouldn't cause so much trouble if somebody, you know, accidentally went into their waters and they're like, oh, sorry, my bad, we'll back off. But instead you're like pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. And like, you saw these pirates here. These guys were like, I don't know, Captain. I don't know. You're still like trying to start a war here. I'm not so sure about this. And then you're like, shut up and do what I tell you to do. That's not the mask slipping off. What are you on about? This isn't that deep, bro. You're just a lunatic. Doing this again? Is it gonna land again? Is that the same guy? Is that the same little fish man? The winds are too strong. The winds are too strong. Also, every time we unmask you, like first off, you're the only one putting on a mask, bro. And secondly, every time we unmask you in front of people, the word will spread more and more about some guy who's got a disguise magic pretending to be other people, especially people of power. And so the word's gonna get out, and less people are going to believe you when you try to pull these shenanigans. I don't know, man. This guy is literally insane.
A man of 1,000 faces is a true menace indeed. We'll return to Onokoro forthwith to alert the captain. Rest assured the Confederacy will be keeping a close watch over the Ruby Sea. I didn't think for a moment he was an imposter. And the lies he spouted about the Bakufu soldiers were enough to make my blood boil. To think what would have happened had you not been here to stop us. Kami bless you.
Yeah. You really should have noticed that your captain was all out of sorts. Not making any sense.
All he wants is to expose people's so-called true faces. That he would use the cocoon for such a petty cause. Unthinkable. Let's return to Kugane for the time being.
This man, like, doesn't even make any logical sense. He's just spouting nonsense about people's true faces. Adam's, yeah. Man, there are several unlocked quests. New fishing experience. Yeah, I think that's a fishing quest, which would need my fishing to be much higher level than it is. Well, back to Kugane. Oh, you're like right there. Just up these stairs. Itoka. Whoops.
Oh, forgive me. I find myself more disgusted with that villain each time we see him. And to think all of this is driven by small-minded spite. From what I could gauge, he didn't fly towards Kugane during his escape. I believe he seeks a new settlement to terrorize. Now that the Confederacy and I are acquainted, and I'll see if they can't help me sniff out his roost. No doubt, where there's smoke, he'll be there stoking the fire. And I suppose I'll use this period to tend to my bow. Next time my arrow will fly true.
I'm sure it will.
Just
shy of 96, man.
wonderful. You're here. Ever since the incident in the Ruby Sea, I've kept a line of communication with the Confederacy. And they just reported something you'll be interested to hear. Apparently, a man impersonating the distinguished Lord of Doma was recently exposed. One of the Lord's retainers saw through the pretender's facade while he was attempting to stir up trouble in the Doman enclave. The impostor then reportedly transformed into a hawk and fled. Clearly, our quarry now nests in Doma. I'd like to resume our hunt immediately, but I'm not sure where he may go after his failure in the enclave. Do any locations come to mind?
The step? Or Namai?
A town in Yansha called Namai, you say? That sounds promising. The extent of your knowledge is truly remarkable, Junosia. Then without further ado, let's make our way there and see if the residents have noticed any unusual activity.
But we'll do that one next time, and that's level 94. Look at that starbird. It's pretty. Anyways, we need to get on to the main story in Mamuk of Yaktel. Just look at this. Whoops, wrong buttons. What's it? This button. Look at this beautiful forest. It's gorgeous. And yes, you can see I've got most of the map. I'm not sure how you get up to there. I'm not sure. I don't think I even tried really, because I was mostly just looking for ether currents. And happened to get most of the map along the way. But I haven't been there and I haven't been here. This seems like it's, you know, usually these like lined areas are impassable terrain, like a really steep mountain or a tree, you know, a big tree or something, or like a big cliff. So I would assume you have to fly in order to get that bit of map, and maybe also for that bit of map. I don't know. Maybe you can just swim across there. Who knows? Doesn't really matter at the moment, just so long as we've got all the ether currents. Yeah, as I said, I haven't been able to play much off stream this past week. Been real busy. Seems like every day there's another thing I gotta do, you know? one of the things was fixing up or finishing up the last of the shelves for my mother's pantry. She had me turn an old closet into a pantry for her. So I finished sanding and treating the shelves, got them all put up, and then I also had to take her to a hardware store to get some like bifold doors for that same pantry, and I installed all the hardware, but the doors were apparently not finished, so I had to then sand those, and now they just need a finishing coat, but I don't think she's decided really what kind of finishing coat, be that linseed oil or polyurethane or a clear coat of paint or whatever. I don't know, she's still deciding. So that's the next step, and then just installing the doors, which shouldn't be too difficult.
Blessed siblings, Milalja has something to show you.
There is a place that will help you to understand our plight. It lies far to the west of here. Follow me.
Ah yes, she's going to inform us more of the plight of the people who... So, the Mamulja of Mamuk, most of the people here don't really like this whole working with other tribes and, you know, being on a level field with all the other races of this region. They prefer to think of themselves as above everyone else, especially their blessed siblings, the Two Heads, the Mamul Jaja. So, but there are some who are like, you know, we're really not down with that whole thing. Really think that we should just be cool, you know? But they're too afraid to speak up when so much of their village is like that.
Is that a meteorite up there?
Aye, and judging by their attachment, the tree must benefit from the meteorite's unique ether. Anyway, we should press on. Milalja was anxious for us to see whatever it is she has to show us.
Yeah, it seems like... Actually, I'm not sure if the meteorite struck the tree. I mean, if it did, you'd think there would be a lot more damage to the tree. But there is, like, this, like, tree bits, these, like, splintered tree bits around the meteorite. But I don't know if that's just the tree growing around the meteorite, or if that's, like, from the impact. It's difficult to tell. So either the meteorite impacted and then a tree grew like up and lifted the meteorite up as it grew, or the meteorite struck the tree and is just lodged there. At least we don't have to worry about our aetheryte compass and figure out where all the aetherytes are. We can just have a leisurely stroll through the forest and talk with our friends.
A hunting camp, like as not. I'd love to talk to Mamulja hunters and learn about their ways, except they'd probably ignore me. The others have continued on. Let's catch up to them.
Very well.
Yeah, these Mamulja
Won't even talk to us. Ridiculous. Way off over here. Man, we're just going all the way to the west side, huh? What's out here?
This is the place you wanted to show us? It lies just beyond this passage. Entry to these grounds is not permitted even to the devout. Nonetheless, I will reveal our secrets to you. Rest assured, I shall take full responsibility. Come, see for yourself the truth of the blessed.
Truth of the blessed, you say?
I shouldn't have looked down.
The stone pier yonder. That is our destination.
Well, let's jump.
To erect it there would have been no small feat.
The work of Yakui hands built long, long ago. Our forebears merely altered the entrance.
Let's see.
Altered? To what end?
It will be quicker to show you. We have beasts that can carry us below.
Or I could jump. There's a pool of water down there. Even if there wasn't, I could still jump. But
If you insist.
very interesting beasts. Hello. Was it Bakul Jaja?
A cool Jaja.
Immediately.
What? Couldn't wait to laugh at the failure?
That's not what she's like. She
You've
doesn't.
always come here to cry. Ever since you were little.
Mother!
The third promise seeks to learn about Mamuk. She may be our chance to finally end what we have been powerless to stop.
I mean, you say powerless.
Talk with her. Tell her what we have done.
Fine. Perhaps it's only right that we be the ones to speak of it. Blessed as we are.
An urn?
This vessel holds the remains of a two-headed Mamulja. An infant.
What happened?
We converted the ruins into a cenotaph, so the souls of these children wouldn't return as vengeful spirits. Do you know how blessed siblings are made?
I've heard that they are born to Hubago and Bunawa parents.
Yeah.
Such unions between clans were originally arranged to stop infighting. The war against the Shibral was going poorly, and we needed to be united. Then, one day, a child was born. One blessed with two heads and tremendous power. When this child grew old enough to lead our army, we became unstoppable. The Shibral had no answer, and we drove them all the way back to the trees above. That taste of victory awakened our greed. We became obsessed with conceiving more and more of these superior children. No matter the cost. Of the countless born, most die. Trapped in their shells.
Eee.
Only 1 in 100 survive.
1 in 100? Whew.
If we are blessed, it is only because we yet live. Unlike our brothers and sisters, who were sacrificed for the glory of Mamuk.
That's horrible.
I mean, they weren't really sacrificed. It was just... They were born and they didn't make it.
Of course it's horrible. It's an atrocity we can never take back. Those children died so that we could live.
Not exactly.
So we had to succeed, no matter what. To fail would mean it was all for nothing.
They didn't die. They didn't die so you could live. Their death had nothing to do with you living. You just happened to be the one lucky enough to live. It still sucks that they know that the odds of a two-headed Mamulja surviving infancy is very, very, very low, and they still continue to do it. But no one's murdering these babies. They're just they're born, and then they I don't know. They struggle to live.
But I did fail. I squandered their sacrifice.
Again, they didn't sacrifice. Don't use them as an excuse.
I should never have been born.
Okay, now you're... Buddy.
You're wrong. You didn't ask to be born as you are, and you aren't responsible for your siblings' deaths.
Yeah.
The people obsessed with blessed siblings are. They made their choices, but they don't make yours.
And like, no one's sacrificing these children. They are, it's like how sea turtles give birth to many little baby sea turtles, because most of them are going to die before they can actually get back to the ocean, and even once they get back to the ocean, more of them will probably die to other predators. It's just that your siblings died because, I don't know, they're like some sort of malformed malformed combination of two different kinds of people. Two different clans of lizard-esque peoples. You know? It's... I don't know. They're making it out like they're sacrificing these babies on an altar or something, but it's literally just nature. Like, they're all dying of natural causes. It sucks. It does. And they shouldn't be continuing to birth these babies just for them to all of them die. But it's not sacrificing. It's not like a give and receive. It's not a give and take. You gain nothing from their death. They just happened to be ones that died. You know, the sea turtles that do live didn't live because their siblings died. They just happened to be lucky enough to survive. No snakes came along and ate their eggs. No lights distracted them and caused them to skitter away from the ocean instead of towards it. You know? It was just luck. Luck of the draw.
Since when do you let others push you around, Bakul Jaja? What do you want? Say it!
I want it to end. I don't want any more to die.
Okay. No more will be born, but... because that's the only way that no more will die.
You have my word. We'll put a stop to this madness.
But yeah.
Blessed siblings are revered by their supporters as a means to achieve dominance in Taral. If we understand why they harbor such aspirations in the first place, we would be better equipped to treat with them.
Indeed. I just hope they will be open to discourse.
Bakul Jaja's open to discourse.
Take me with you. Those fanatics treat my words as gospel.
No. There will be trouble if your father finds out you're still here.
Yeah, there's that. You've kind of been shunned by your father.
Moshutural Zush. There we will gather the people and ask anything the Third Promise wishes to know.
Then take one of my scales. One that blends the Hubico and Bunewa coloring. It'll serve as proof that you have our trust. People will do as you say if you show it to them.
Alright.
I'm sorry for what I've said and done. I don't expect your forgiveness.
You had your reasons. I'm glad I could know them.
Yeah, but also his reasons don't justify his actions, especially because...
Which is to say, you're not a complete alpaca's ass.
Yes. That is true. But there were so many actions that he took that he didn't need to take. He could have just gone in to this competition and actually done things, but instead he tried to cheat and work from the shadows and work around the rules and skirt the lines. And he could have, if he had just done things straight-laced, wouldn't have had so much trouble.
Thanks, Wuklamat.
Well, maybe it's for the best. Hatred is exhausting, after all.
Yeah.
Indeed. So let us make the most of our newfound friendship and bring together the people of Mamuk. We have much to discover.
Hey, Janasia, before we rejoin the others, can we talk for a moment? I really hated him, you know? Bakul Jaja, with every fiber of my being. He tried to ruin Ihihana, sabotaged us on the river, kidnapped me for my keystone, and released the most vicious Tural Vidral of all time! Anything he could do to cause us pain, he did. Never in a million years would I forgive him. But the moment I understood why he did what he did, the pain he's been carrying this whole time, all my anger just evaporated.
He still needs to make amends. For sure.
I hear you. Bakul Jaja's motives don't absolve him of his crimes. He must answer for them, like anyone else. But right now, my duty is to ensure that no one in Mamuk feels desperate enough to go to such lengths ever again. Anyway, thanks for listening. Now that I've voiced that, I feel readier for the challenges ahead. Come on, let's get back to the city.
Yeah. All the way back. Thankfully, we can just teleport. Back to the other side of this region. The opposite end of the map. Or, well, not quite opposite. That would be the northeast corner, but still.
Bakul Jaja's scale represents his faith in us. We won't fail him or his people.
Yeah. Woo! Level 96! What's this? My gauge gets new thing? Expanded? Expanded? Oh, a fifth? Is that the... Upon learning the trait Enhanced Serpent's Lineage, a fifth Anguin tribute will be added to the gauge. Once sufficient energy has been stored, you can activate Reawaken, which will open the Anguin tributes on the gauge. These tributes can be used to execute several special weapon skills unique to your reawakened state. Okay, so yeah. We just get a fifth Anguin tribute instead of just 4. Cool. Cool. Alphino is ready to bring the people together.
We haven't a moment to lose. According to Milaljar, Moshuteral Zuj is an abandoned settlement northwest of the city. It should afford us the privacy we require. We must work quickly, lest Zeril Jar discover our intentions. Fortunately, Bakul Jar Jar thought to give us additional scales, so we might cover more ground in less time.
Everyone should take one and get going. Use them to gather as many people as you can.
Yeah.
Junasia, let's retrace our steps. Maybe this time we can convince folks to lend an ear.
Yeah. Scale of trust.
Shwa!
Oh yeah, also. Is it in my talents? Yeah. This is my ninja outfit now. Looking real nice. Very ninja. Very Ninja Gaiden, really. I really want, like, the full outfit of this late Allegan armor so that I can have it for probably samurai, and then just make a whole outfit of Raiden from Metal Gear Rising. Got my healer fit. Oh yeah, my paladin fit here with this armor of light. Still don't have the gloves. I don't have the gloves yet. Or a helmet. But I've got this tarnished fanged wolf, which looks nice. And I've got House Forton kite shield. Where is person? Are they on the other side? Or are they in the middle somewhere? Huh. They're not even in here? What? Where are they? Are they in the center between the buildings? Are they on top of the buildings? No. There they are. Sheesh. Oh, it's the merchant.
Did I not tell you to move along? I can't be seen talking with the likes of you.
Check out this scale.
A blessed scale? In an outsider's hands? What business do you have with me?
Well, you see.
So Bakul Jaja sent you to call an assembly. I'm not sure what to make of this, but I shall go to Moshuteral Zuj at once.
Yeah, you better. Belligerent Bunua. Check out this scale.
That scale. If the Blessed trust you, then so will I. So what is it that you require of me?
Go to the abandoned village.
Bakul Jaja bids us come to Moshuteral Zuj. A strange place for an assembly, but very well. I will not refuse he who fights for our dreams. What dreams?
Wuklama. Wuklama. Have you managed to gather some of the good folks?
2 of them. I wouldn't call them good, necessarily, but...
Wonderful. The esteemed Bakul Jaja will be pleased. This fellow here will be coming to Moshuteral Zuj as well. Apparently, there's a Najul nursery to the west called Golmagic Grove. Could you go and see who you can talk to there as well? I'll meet you in Machitaralzuj afterwards. There's just one more person I need to find.
Alright. Off we go.
Mourner.
Guess we could hop on our Chocoporker. Hello, grove worker.
Leave this place, outsider.
Try that again.
Oh, my apologies. I was unaware. I thank you, blessed scale bearer, for bringing me word of this gathering. I shall away to Moshe Tural Zuj at once.
Yeah, you better. Yeah, you better. Ooh, that's a beautiful creature over there. Look at them.
Branch bearer. Gorgeous.
Coliselvas. Coliselvas. Yeah, it's a giant pillar of stone there. Can't just walk up and get that bit of map. Gonna have to fly. Oh, come on. No! Leave me alone, branch bearer. You look really cool. I don't want to fight. Yeah, go.
Waiting.
Here comes everybody else. Actually, still waiting on. Where's Wuklamat? So I don't know. I thought she was on her way. There she is with second promise, Kona and Thancred and oh wait, no! Why did you? I didn't get to read it. I was too distracted. You invited the second promise as well.
Lamatir, need I remind you that this rite is a competition? Whatever advantage you're about to share with me, you ought to realize to your own benefit. You ought to utilize to your own benefit. I have barely made headway in communicating with the locals. At this rate, you lead the race to the Golden City. I need your help. To complete the feat? No. Mamuk has a problem I can't solve on my own. And you're the most clever person I know. I want you to hear the people firsthand, so that we might come up with a way to help them.
Very well. I am at your disposal.
Everyone, thank you for gathering on such short notice. I am Wuklumat, third promise of Tuliolal.
Promise? I thought you served Bakul Jaja. You deceived us? No, they did not. The scales they showed you were mine. I entrusted them to the third promise and her retinue. Why honor these outsiders so? Because Wuklumat has won my trust. Now, you will hear her words.
Bakul Jaja shared with me the truth about blessed siblings, about the price you pay to conceive them. As an outsider to your community, it is not my place to judge you or your culture. Culture is born of the experiences of its people, and their lives and their land. But it breaks my heart to know that yours has brought you all so much suffering. If any here wish to break from the cycle of tragedy that creating blessed siblings demands, I ask that you join us.
Please. I don't want any more of our children to die. You think we want this? We have no choice. Only blessed siblings can liberate us from our suffering. Without them, we have nothing.
That remains to be seen. Speak with the third promise. Share with her your worries and your pain, and together we may find a new way forward.
What troubles? Yeah. Like,
Together? If she is trustworthy, then I will speak with her.
It would be best if you withdrew, my son. Many cannot yet speak freely in your presence. Let's keep an eye out for Zerilja. He wouldn't take kindly to this sort of gathering.
so Thancred and Urianger show up, don't say a word, and then they just nod, walk off.
Once we understand everyone's concerns, we'll be better equipped to help them. Let's make sure they feel heard. I'm glad Kona agreed to help us. He's always been good at solving complicated problems. Me, not so much. But I'll support Mamuk's people however I can. By combining our respective strengths, we'll help them discover a new source of hope. I know we will!
Yeah. Also, what troubles are you having that you need a blessed sibling, one of the two heads, to solve your problems. As far as I can tell, you haven't asked Bakul Jaja to help you with your troubles. You've asked him to go and become the new Dawn's Promise by entering this competition, right? That's all that you've asked of him so far, as I know. Which, admittedly, would put your people in a position of power, but at the same time, the current Dawn servant is a blessed sibling. Like, I know he's, you know, a little different from the people that decided to stick around in Mamuk, because he doesn't believe that the Mamulja are the superior race of Tural. He believes that there is strength in diversity, which is very much right of him. But, like, if you have issues or problems, you can bring those up to the current ruler of this country. You don't have to wallow in your problems and go, oh, if only we had a blessed sibling to save us from our troubles. What? Seriously, tell me, what are your troubles? Mamuk speaks. We get dye. Rust red, sea fog blue, plum purple.
All right, Ginasia. Before we start, let's make sure we're remembering our history correctly. The Mamul Shah and the Shabral fought for centuries over the land in the upper forest, but due to infighting, Mamul Shah forces struggled to make significant gains. In order to promote cooperation, the Hubago and Bunawa clans intermarried, and that's how blessed siblings were first conceived.
I do wonder if, I don't remember, there's the third clan, right? I can't remember what they're called. What happens if they intermarried with a Hubago or a Bunawa? Does anything happen? Has anybody tried? It's just odd that there's 3 clans and only 2 of them have, like, joined and intermarried and produced this blessed sibling. I don't know. I would say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but it's clearly broken when only 1 in 100 babies survive, so...
In order to promote cooperation, the Hubago and Bunawa clans intermarried. That's how the blessed siblings were first conceived. With that in mind, let's talk to the people and learn why they relied on blessed siblings. Why do y'all rely, like, seriously?
This land was once rich with ore, but the Yokwi did not stop digging until all the veins were spent. The meteorites are only good for so much. Even if we made overtures to traders, we have little to offer. Nothing would make me happier than to make a good life for my family in the place where I was born, but that's impossible.
Is it though? So with resources so as sparse as they are, you don't have good prospects for trade?
You got plenty of wood. There's so many trees. Well, I mean, there are a lot of trees, but they are kind of, like, spread out. So you can't just, like, start chopping down a ton of trees, because then you'll have no forest. But you need to, like, you could chop down a few and plant a bunch more, and then chop down a few and plant a bunch more, and try to grow this forest. Make it more densely packed with trees. You know, you've got wood. I don't know what the quality of this wood is like, but you've also got a very unique flora here. I mean, you got bluegrass, dude. You got bluegrass. You got these glowing ferns. You got blue bushes as well, and purple bushes. Like, surely some of this stuff is, like, can be used for something. All these unique plants and these unique creatures. Surely some part of them is worth trading. I mean, surely you could make some kind of dye out of something that's here. Not to mention these plants seem to have bioluminescence. That might be useful for something. I'm just saying, you've got unique environments here that you don't find anywhere else. You should use that to your advantage.
Those who have known only open skies and bountiful land cannot comprehend our plight. To thrive, we must take what we lack by force, and for that, we need the might of blessed siblings.
Wrong? Like, just completely and totally wrong? Have you ever been to Tulialal? You can go there. You in fact can go to Tulialal whenever you want. It's part of this country that you belong to. Like, you're a citizen of this country, and you got the capital. You can go to the capital. You can travel to other towns. You won't be attacked, in fact. You could move to Tulialal if you wanted to, although I understand if you wanted to remain living here. You know, this is your home, your homeland. But also, you don't need to take what you lack by force. You can trade for it. I'm certain there's something here that you could trade for.
There have to be better ways to thrive. Ways that don't require fighting. There are. There are!
You're clearly wearing robes that look to be made by Pelu Pelu. At least from my limited knowledge of these lands, they look very similar to what the Pelu Pelu wear. Like, you do have trade between these different groups.
As you'll have noticed, this forest is very dark. Hardly any sunlight makes it through the canopy, so it feels like it's always night. We plow, we fertilize, we irrigate, yet our crops shrivel and die as though cursed.
The curse is lack of sunlight, so if you find plants that don't require... There are plants that thrive in this environment. In fact, plants that are all around us right now. But I'm sure there are edible plants that thrive in this kind of environment. Certainly mushrooms. Yeah, you could grow a ton of mushrooms down here, I'm sure. Because mushrooms specifically require less light. Or at least there are varieties of mushrooms that require less light.
The only one that grows well is Najul, Jatika banana in Tirali. Try living on that and little else for a few centuries and see how you like it.
But again, that is a product that you can sell to other people, especially the Shabral. They love those bananas. They need those banana leaves in order to make their signature dish, the dish of peace between the Shabral and the Mamulja. Like, you trade the bananas and the banana leaves for other food and other supplies. Like, come on. This is the only place where you can get those kind of bananas and those kind of banana leaves.
A forest where nothing grows. It's not hard to imagine why you'd want to leave.
Then you could. Then you could just leave. Where is the problem here?
Blessed siblings promise us more than strength. They promise us the sun, do they? This forest is dark and inhospitable. When given the opportunity to live in Tulialal, most of our people didn't think twice.
Uh-huh.
Still, the prospect of being among so many outsiders was intimidating enough to keep many of us here.
We were intimidated by there being so many outsiders over there. That's a you problem. Like, I'm sorry. But how is that an issue that is solved by blessed siblings?
Blessed siblings are meant to deliver us from this accursed forest, to lead us to the fertile land above, where we might make a place for Mamulja to abide in peace and plenty.
You could just move! You don't need to take land! There is plenty of land out there, I'm sure. In fact, I know that there's plenty of Mamulja that live in Tulialal, where you could live. You're just racist.
So you desire fertile land, one that's all your own. Or, hey, just hear me out. Just hear me out here, okay? So the canopy is just so thick that like no sunlight comes through, right? Right? So chop down just a couple trees. Just a couple trees. And voila! Sunlight in that grove where you can grow whatever plants you want. Where you can get some sunlight for yourself. There's nothing keeping you from chopping down a couple of these trees. I admit they are giant. But it's just gonna take a little bit of time and effort, and you can chop them down. You could even start up high a bit and chop down a couple of branches. A couple of the large branches. You gotta be a little more careful with that, of course. You don't want to chop the branch that you're currently standing on and then you fall like a cartoon. But just chop down a couple trees and suddenly there's some open space. There's some sunlight getting through. You're just not thinking about the problems. You're not putting any thought into it. You're just deciding only the blessed siblings could help us to take what we need. Or you could barter. Or you could move. Or you could chop down a couple trees. Or you could do this or that. There's so many solutions to your problems. Well, I think I'm starting to understand. Everyone had their own perspective, but all their concerns were about the forest itself. Dark and fertile, cursed, hearing that. It's little wonder that people here wish they had better land. And who better to get it for them than blessed siblings? It's hard to convince people to stay in a place that can't provide what they need. You'd think the meteorites at least would have value, but apparently not. Hold on, didn't Aronville mention something about the meteorites? That the ether they emit makes the plants grow blue?
Yeah.
A rather significant physiological effect, I would say. If we were to study these meteorites, we might discover other ways they influence local flora. I noticed a curious amalgam of tree and meteorite just south of here. Determining precisely how they interact with one another may yield crucial insights.
Everyone, I really appreciate you for sharing your thoughts with us. Thanks to your insights, we have a promising idea already. We just need a moment to investigate it further, so please bear with us. We'll be right back.
We need the blessed siblings to deliver us from this dark, horrid forest that we hate so much, or you could just move. Like, you don't have to take these lands up here, because you could move to Tulialal. You could, let me see. Uyupoga seems pretty empty. There is like a small town here, I guess. don't know. I mean, you could make a few settlements elsewhere. Maybe even like out here in the near the south of the Proof, west of Sunken Stars in there, or out here. I'm pretty sure that area is pretty empty, and I'm sure there's land between these places. Like in this world, there's gotta be plenty of land because we had to like travel from area to area. Right. Then who even knows what's in Shaktaral over here? But there are 3 Aetherites. But anyways, I mean, look at how big this place is. There's got to be other places you could go. It's just you're too racist to share any of your general vicinity with any other race of people. Instead, you'd rather murder and pillage and take some land. And again, even this forest itself, you could just chop down a couple trees, bro. Just a couple of trees. Like, also, I don't understand how no sunlight gets through when I can see the sky. How does that work? Like, there's plenty of gaps in that treetop. For sure. And especially, like, right over here. Over this little pond here, there's a ton of sunlight. Dude, look at that. All that, well, there should be a ton of sunlight. There's a ton of open sky. Look at all that. Where's the sun? Weather says fair skies, but I don't see it. How does that work, huh? Square? How does that work? But anyways, I'm just saying these people haven't even tried. Like, actually tried to solve their problems. You know, there's another tree just like this that is easier to access because it's not in the middle of a giant lake. Well, not giant, but a lake. Pond, really. It really is incredible how a tree could support such an enormous boulder. The meteorite's etheric emissions are palpable even from this distance. Seeing this again makes me feel more confident in sharing a theory of mine. I suspect that only plants with an etheric affinity to these meteorites can thrive in this forest. If so, the gargantuan trees that create the dense canopy would by necessity possess the same affinity, as well as the aforementioned Najul tree. Indeed, I should like to analyze samples of meteorite before drawing any definitive conclusions, however. I carry with me a few devices that will aid in this endeavor, but perhaps you and Kryl could lend your expertise as well. I'd like to join you. The etheric signature of those meteorites may be crucial in determining what manner of species might fare well here. I think I see what you're getting at. If we can prove to them the cursed forest isn't quite so cursed, maybe the people won't feel like blessed siblings are their only solution. So how can I help? Want me to climb the tree and break off a piece of meteorite for you?
There are plenty of fragments on the ground already. It should be enough for our purposes if we gather about 5 pieces each.
Even better if those fragments are gathered from disparate locations.
I will collect your pieces once you have them. Nodders.
Why is it sending me in this direction? Again, there are plenty of other meteorites, even some that we passed by on our way here. Wooklamat, you do not need to climb the tree. You really don't. Just gonna pick up this shard, huh? See, Aaronville has the right of it. Just smash it. Or put your hands on it, sure. Was that person mining? I wonder. Well, I can tell that they can fly here, so. Oh, no, that's their minion. Where are more of these shards? On the other side of this tree, maybe? No. Oh. Here we go. Damage 3. On to the next area. The Cerulean Shudras. Also, all these people complaining about, who would want to live in this dark forest? So dark, never any sunlight. Meanwhile, me, the first time I set foot here, so beautiful! Look at this beautiful forest! So blue!
Did you find your fragments?
I did 5 of them, in fact.
Much obliged. Alfino, Kryl, and I will combine the gathered samples and conduct an analysis forthwith. Determining the wavelength may take a little while, but I am hopeful that our efforts will bear fruit. I'll tell my sister to await your arrival at Moshitoral Zuj, so go and meet her there. We will return with our results as soon as possible.
Okay. Now I've got to find my way back up. Hopefully I can wiggle my way back up over here. Come on, there you go. Beautiful music.
Almost big.
So these people who refuse to come up with solutions for themselves.
We've done all we can. The rest we must leave to Kona and the others. I don't know the first thing about those Charlian devices of his, but if they can be of help to Mamuk, I'm glad he has them. There's hope for this forest yet, Junasia. I can feel it.
I mean, yes, there is hope. There's several different ways they could solve their issues. Like, I thought of several off the top of my head as they explained to me their issues. I'm like, okay, what about this solution, or this solution, or this solution, or this solution?
I'm sure Zreal Zhao would have choice words for us if he knew what we were up to. But his people are my people, and I can't ignore their plight. If I'm to call myself Dawn Servant one day, I have to bring an end to all tragedy here, or end to the tragedy here. Many are depending on me, Bakul Jaja not least of all. Anyway, I'm sure Kona and the others will be back with their report soon.
I'm sure.
Good. Everyone is assembled. In light of our news, I thought it only right to call the others. Thanks to the efforts of all, I'm pleased to say our analysis has yielded many valuable insights. And I dare say the prognosis is hopeful.
Nodders.
Earlier, we asked about the hopes you place in blessed siblings, why they are important to you. Your overwhelming response was a frustration towards this forest. From a lack of natural resources to the inability to cultivate crops, in all respects have you ever struggled to build a prosperous home. Thus, your understandable desire for new land. However, this would be an unfortunate dismissal of what makes your forest uniquely valuable. That is the soil. Our tests have proven, without a doubt, that the Jatika heartland is abundantly fertile. This may be surprising to hear, as you have seen crops fail time and time again, but we have discovered the root of this problem as well. The meteorites scattered throughout the forest emit an unusual energy that greatly influences the development of surrounding plant life. Some plants thrive on this energy, like the Najul and the giant trees that create the canopy, but others, as you well know, are sickened by it. Fortunately, the solution is simple. Across the salt is in a place called Charlian. There is a peerless collection of flora sampled from every corner of the world. Now that we know what energies are most prevalent in your forest, we can offer you seeds and starters guaranteed to thrive here.
I took the liberty of contacting a few colleagues via LinkPer. Should you desire them, a sample of our best candidates can be shipped here in short order.
Just as Eorzea acquired the Popito and Tomato from Tyrol, so too might Mamuk benefit from foreign crops.
You mean we'd be able to grow more than the jewel here?
Yes. It's called trade, commerce.
Precisely. While care must be taken to choose those species that will not have an adverse effect on the ecosystem, your agricultural options should increase markedly.
With the right crops, Mamuk will have all it needs to prosper, both at home and in trade. Blessed siblings don't have to be the answer anymore.
Then there was never any need to fight? Never any need to sacrifice?
Yes. Exactly.
We can't change the past, but we can try to make the future better. Let the old teachings end with us.
I know blessed siblings represent an absolute strength to you. Letting go of that idea can't be easy. But I'll prove that when we work together, our combined strength can achieve anything.
Show us, promise.
If there's another way for our children and our home, we'll no longer suffer in silence. Sometimes we have to fight alone, but not this time. Would you say a few words, Gymnasia?
Yeah. Few words. That's what my character's known for.
Anything is possible when you work together. Our victory over Valley Garmanda is proof of that.
With faithful allies at your side, you can save even the entire star. In friends both old and new, you can find the light to banish the darkness. Yeah. In friends both old and new, you can find the light to banish the darkness. Friends, a perplexing notion from an outsider, but not unwelcome.
Perplexing. How do we solve our problems?
Only through strength and taking what we need.
What about, have you tried friends?
Friends?
Huh, never thought of that before. What? Like, come on.
We've said what we wanted to say. Now all that's left is to defeat my father's shade in the feet of the Brotherhood and clear the way for Mamuk's bright new future.
Do not give us cause to question our faith in you. Please, live up to your words.
I will. After we complete this feat, let's be sure to tell Zarielja the good news about his forest. I'm sure he's as eager as anyone to eat what tasty foods they'll grow here.
Something tells me he'll still be against the whole idea, but because it involves outsiders.
Compassion, even for the likes of him. You'll continue to eclipse me in every way. Then it is a simple choice.
What's a simple choice? What? Huh?
We're counting on you, Wuk-Lamat.
And I believe this is the final feat, right?
Wuklumat's gone ahead to announce her readiness. I never imagined the samples we so feverishly collected for the Exodus would find a new purpose here. But if they help these people improve their prospects, all the better. Anyway, we should go and meet our comrades where Zoral Ja made his own attempt. The final feat awaits.
But man, yeah, like Zoral Ja has been banished from the entire rite. Bakul Jaja is he's not gonna complete the rite. Nor do I think he actually wants to anymore. So it's really just our own Wuklumat and Kona. And it's sounding more and more like Kona's good. Like, you know what? My sister could win. I'm backing my sister now. Wuklumat is clearly superior as a leader of this nation. That sounds like what he's gonna... Sounds like what he's thinking, probably. And I would say he's probably right. Alright, Wuklumat. Am I gonna have to fight as you?
Someone has gone to fetch Zerilja. He should be here soon.
Upon proceeding, several cutscenes will play in sequence, yes.
Oh. Item level 666. The devil number. Evil. Evil. Evil.
You ready?
Zerelja, I'm ready for the final feat.
Zerilja.
Grown weary of postponing the inevitable, have you?
Something like that. You see, I've learned all sorts of things about Mamuk and your people.
Is that supposed to impress me?
I now understand why I need to surpass Blessed Siblings. The cost of producing superior offspring is destroying your people's souls. Look at them, and you'll see this. So I'll defeat my father's shade and prove to you that there's a better path for Mamuk.
What drivel! Without the blessed, we are nothing but weaklings! Doomed
Wait a
to
minute.
fade into obscurity.
Do you not understand your own fallacies here?
The Mamulja are a superior race to all other races. But also we are nothing but weaklings without the blessed siblings.
Huh? How are all Mamulja superior to everyone else and yet nothing but horrible little weaklings doomed to fade into obscurity without the blessed siblings? That 1 in 100 chance of surviving infancy. Bro?
Of course you're weak. We all are. Each and every one of us.
Yeah. Also, yeah, newsflash, everyone's weak.
But when we join hands, we gain the strength to overcome any foe. Even Vali Yarmanda.
Yep.
Enough talk. Prove your mettle against Gulul Jaja, the finest warrior ever to have graced Tural.
Fine by me. Not even Papa's shade will stop me from upholding his legacy.
I will fight alongside her.
Really?
Hey.
Claimants are not permitted to assist one another. Second promise. But you may observe your sister's pitiable attempt. I see. In that case... It seems I'm no longer a claimant. I am now free to participate, I trust.
What a move! I'd like to assist my sister. Claimants aren't allowed to help each other. Bang! Oh, wow! Would you look at that? Seems I'm no longer a claimant. Huh. Funny thing that. I'm allowed to help now, right?
What are you scheming? Nothing. I've simply come to realize who is worthy of following in Father's footsteps.
Wild. Yeah, I bet she's surprised.
Not our brother. Not Bakul Jaja. And not me. You have always held the happiness of our people closest to your heart, Lamachi. So I will do everything in my power to ensure you ascend to the throne. This is how I shall repay Father for his kindness. This is how I shall serve Tuli Yolal.
Woo!
I could always count on you, Kona. Thank you.
It will make no difference. Numbers matter not in the face of true might. Ulul Jaja, mightiest of the blessed, arise!
Now, admittedly, we currently have Wukumat, who's a tank, and now Kona, who's a DPS. We do not have a healer.
Everyone ready?
Oh, everyone? Oh, if we're all in this, then yeah, we got 2 healers. And Aaronville's like, all right, I'm a head on back here. I'm not a fighter.
No hard feelings, Papa. I've got a lot of hopes riding on my shoulders. And the only way forward is through you.
Also, this fool's Zerilja really doesn't understand that Galul Jaja's strength was through his friends. His friendship with many other races. It wasn't just him doing everything. Let's go.
Bear witness to our resolve.
In the reason which guides our journey.
So long as we stand together, we're unstoppable.
Roaring Star. And what's that mean? Yeah. Okay. Whoa!
These blaze sundered Maligarvanda scales.
Blades of fire rain.
Oh, okay. I was gonna have to hit those, but I guess not. Oh, he's doing the 1, 2. Big 1-2. Yeah, I've seen basically all of these moves before because of my duel with him. And I believe positionals don't actually care about position against him. Because he's got...
Take that!
He's got, a full circle. There's no gap in the circle today.
What a chore. Ever hungry for battle. Go forth. Oh, barren bastard.
Ow! Ow! I hurt.
How is this?
Shot. Hiya. Wait, those still only... Oh, he level synced me down to 95.
Some manner of paralyzing effect. Defend the afflicted.
Oh, okay. You got it.
We must free them! Target the constricting flames!
None can outrun my flames.
For la Machi!
Woo! For la Machi! Ooh, look at you go!
Not enough. Together, we shall triumph.
Yeah. You're right about that. Woo! Still not. There you go. Here I was all ready to pop off with my 5th charge, and then it's like, nah, you don't get that at 95, which we synced you down to. Oh crap.
You're not alone.
Well, that sucks. Wait. You're not getting to that. But also, I noticed that it started highlighting the first move in my next, in like the opposite set that I was currently on. Which is interesting. Okay. Outer wake.
We'll get through this.
I have your back. I shall assist thee.
Assist me.
I know not who you are. Are you blood to us?
Surely this will quench your thirst for battle.
Huh? Huh. What now?
Resolve the Risen Kindle. By Grinsome Wrath be sundered.
Uh-huh. A giant fire sword.
Everyone, get behind me! I've got a bad feeling about this.
Will you have the strength to stand up to this?
Pretty wide area.
I will be the next Dawn servant. I will protect my people. Is that the best you can do?
Impressive! But I'm not finished yet. We will see Lamachi become Dawn servant. For Tuliyola!
For Tuliyola! And he's down. Take that! Yeah. What you gotta say, Zililja?
That's my old man for you.
Refuse to accept this.
Also, here's a question. What are the limitations on that, like, summoned version of Galul Jaja? Because, like, why do you need more blessed siblings when you can just summon this super powerful one and just have it fight things for you? Like, you can just summon him in his prime.
Ain't that a bit stubborn? Even for you.
Is that who I think?
Arugadin? It couldn't be.
Couldn't be. It's him.
Tanqua! It's been too long.
Tanqua, huh?
It has indeed. You're looking more imposing since last I saw you, Wuklamat.
Tanqua?
My Turali moniker. Galul Jaja insisted I take one, saying my birth name was too cumbersome for the local tongues.
Uh-huh.
That birth name being Ketenram, I presume?
Ketenram. Ketenram. How is that too... What?
No!
You didn't know?
Ketenram's that legendary Eorzean sailor. The one with the pickled cabbage.
The one with the pickled cabbage.
We can talk about me cabbage later. Zarelja, whether you like it or no, these young'uns accomplished the feat. To deny Wuklamat her reward would be to betray the Dawn Servant's trust.
Yeah.
And what should she be rewarded for? Calling upon her minions to carry her to victory!
Oh, I thought I was gonna slow walk towards him, but I did step forward. Excuse me? Show some dignity. Yeah, you're the Autarch of Mamuk.
Show some dignity.
I don't have dignity. Not anymore. I wagered
he just up and said it.
everything on this feat.
He just up and, I don't have dignity.
And by the same token, I understand the enormity of your accomplishment.
Uh-huh.
Together, we can achieve anything. You needn't place your faith in the promise of blessed siblings.
Yeah. There's really
How
no
would
reason
you
to.
have us reclaim our glory?
By doing literally anything else. You moron. Just...
With friendship and community. With us.
Yeah.
If you mean to rule, you should be more sparing with your offers of clemency. Especially to a man who has sacrificed countless young lives.
Again, you haven't actually sacrificed anything. It's still not right what you've been doing, but you haven't you didn't like put them on an altar and kill them. You were just rolling these horrible, bad, no good dice with abysmal odds, and you just kept rolling the dice over and over and over. Okay?
Nevertheless, I will fulfill my charge as Elector. In recognition of your feat, I bestow upon you a keystone.
There you go.
Congratulations are nearly in order, I suppose. I'm confident that you will find the Golden City in no time. You've grown much, and more during this journey. Become someone ready to lead our nation. Little Lamachi no longer. As your brother, I couldn't be more proud.
You're a good brother, Kona.
Kona. Thank you.
Thank you.
I must express my gratitude for your cooperation. And my regret for failing to live up to expectations.
Nonsense. If you believe Wook Lamart is the woman for the job, then you have our wholehearted support.
One last thing. I wish to speak to you both from the heart. Unpracticed as I am, this may sound hackneyed, but I am truly grateful to have met you.
Words spoken with such feeling would resonate with any fortunate enough to hear them. Though our journey together hath ended, ever shall we cherish the memories.
Aye. And should you require further esoteric musings or biting witticisms, don't hesitate to call. I dare say we'll come flocking. But I get ahead of myself. As I recall, our contract remains in effect until we've escorted the second promise back to the capital.
I leave my sister in your capable hands. See that she returns home safely.
Gotcha.
You've still moms to go yet, Wuklama. The rite ain't over till you find the city of gold.
Yeah?
I know. But if I can come this far, I can go all the way.
Yeah. Nodders. Nodders.
Let's go and tell the people of our victory.
Yeah. More cutscenes.
Third promise. You brought everyone? We were just coming to you. We did it, Milalja. We proved to the Autarch that not even my father's full power could overcome the strength of our fellowship. I knew you would. I was right to trust you.
You fulfilled your promise. Now it's our turn.
You've shown us another way. That we can build the lives we've always wanted, here in our homeland, without sacrifice. Yeah. Since our new crops will come from across the salt, I suppose we will have to treat with outsiders. As equals, of course.
Yes.
Inside or outside, we're all just people. No matter what we look like or where we're born. When you're not used to all the color and variety, differences can feel like obstacles. But by learning more about what makes us different, we can also find common ground in places we never expected. Something new may become something you love. And someone you once hated might one day become your friend. You'll never know unless you keep an open mind. And while it may feel scary, taking that first step towards understanding is always worth it.
Of course, learning about outsiders may well help Mamuk grow. But what happens when they learn about us? About what we've done?
They will not.
I mean, there's no reason to shout from the mountaintops that you've specifically continued to give birth to hundreds of babies, knowing that 99% of them would die. You don't need to tell everybody that.
For generations our covenant has been kept secret, and so shall it remain. The atrocities committed here were facilitated by the Autarchs. We and no one else are responsible. For my deeds I am prepared to forfeit my life, but I will not suffer others to be alongside me. No one's being and your life isn't forfeit. The last thing this city needs is more death. Bakul Jaja hasn't fought this hard for this long only to lose his father. If you truly feel responsible, be the first person to extend understanding to others on behalf of Mamuk. Your community is waiting for you, here and in Tulialal.
Cryo with your little... Such a sassy little Lalafell.
We can still make things right, my love. Choose a different side of history. Thank you, Third Promise. Thank you for everything.
You did good, Wuklamat.
You still owe me an explanation about that cabbage, you know.
Uh-huh. The people of Mamuk have accepted you. Merchants and menders are now available for use. And I bet there's 2 ether current quests available for me, huh? Here in Mamuk. There they are. And then this one is the last. The last ether current. Soon I shall fly. Prudent hunter.
You're a traveler, are you? Could I ask for your help with something? There are too many prying ears here. Whoops, I bumped my button.
Well, too many prying ears. Let's go talk somewhere else. Basically. Shidilja.
You're one of the Third Promise's retainers, aren't you? Please, please help me. My name is Shidilja, and my husband and I were attacked by weavers outside the city. He fended them off so I could escape, but he's no match for them alone. I know I have no right to ask, given how our people treat outsiders, but I'm begging you, please save my husband. His name is Gutalja, and he's near Golmajik Grove. Please hurry.
I'm on it. See, it's almost like outsiders are good people too. Or at least can be good people. And there's no reason to shun people just because they look different. At least they're learning to be better people. Sure took them a long time, though. Weavers. Yeah, you see how it highlights the next first move in a combo? It's like, hey, use this one next. He didn't used to do that. It's definitely a new thing.
You have my thanks, stranger. I take it my wife sent you. Weavers don't usually attack people. I hardly knew what was happening before they were on us. But that's neither here nor there. Let's return to Mamuk and see that you receive a proper reward. Shidilja should be anxious for our arrival as well.
Yes, well, first I've got to take care of one more thing out here. Then we'll return. Or then I'll return. Prudent hunter. What is it that you wanted to talk about?
Good, you made it. I need your help handling a small but quite irritating problem. Have you heard of Blue Leafkin? They supposedly were once Mamulja who were cursed for some misdeed or another. Those who believe in that sort of thing are terrified to make any contact, for fear they'll be cursed as well.
I personally don't believe there's any truth in it, but that wouldn't stop people from thinking I was contaminated for crossing paths with one. For a blessing, Blue Leaf can generally keep to themselves, deep in the forest. But recently, the one's been spotted wandering around these parts. That's why I need someone unbeholden to Mamook's superstitions to dispose of it, and speak not a word of the deed.
I assume it's some sort of beast, right? That's been wandering too close. That looks nothing like you guys. That looks nothing like a Mamulja. Look at this thing. He's just a little guy. He's just a little blue pine cone guy. Is that it? He's just a little blue pine cone. Who would think that's actually a Mamulja that was cursed?
Thank you, traveler. Now we'll be able to hunt these forests without fear. We have many stories of the Blue Leafkin, but none agree on who among the Mamulja was cursed first, or for what misdeed. Some say it was a Dopro punished for felling trees. Others say it was a Bunewa punished for burning them. Each clan insists the blame lies with another, of course.
Well, I guess that explains why no one wants to cut or burn any of the trees. You've got some sort of superstition about it.
But come on. Honestly, I think it's just a tale to keep people away from the dangerous and forbidden areas of this forest. Just the other day, one of our own went and pursued a mark in that direction, and he hasn't been seen since. That Blue Leafkin just now? Could it have been? No, it's just a story after all. Anyway, you've done us a great service. We'll be sure to keep to our normal hunting grounds and see if we can't find our missing friend.
Yeah. So I guess if you've got some sort of superstition about chopping trees, that would be reason, or a reason why you don't chop them. But also, look at those leaves, dude. It's so iridescent. It looks like the bananas themselves are also very iridescent. Oh yeah, we did see a peel, and it did look like that. I just didn't realize that was the way they naturally looked. Huh. Well, okay then. Let's go turn in the other Ether Current quest. Man, we're level 96. How about that? Getting real close to max on Viper. Pretty sick. Shidilja, I brought your husband back.
Oh, 1,000,000 blessings upon you. My Gatolcha is safe thanks to your kindness. I don't know what I would have done had you not arrived when you did. Most of our able-bodied fighters have left the city in search of mercenary work, you see.
As I once did myself. You're from Eorzea, aren't you? I toured across the Salt in my younger years. That is, until I suffered injury enough to send me home for good. Now I can hardly manage to ward off the occasional feisty weaver, it would seem. Glory days mean little when you can no longer protect your loved ones.
Aww.
I'm perfectly fine, aren't I? Those weavers weren't feisty. They were positively feral. I still can't believe we were attacked by such normally docile creatures.
Something had them agitated, though. Can't imagine what. Still, if our local weavers are being driven into a rage, that doesn't bode well for us. I realize this is more than you bargained for, stranger. It is. But would you be willing to help? It's unheard of for weavers to attack Mamulja, so we need to determine what's going on before someone else gets injured. Yeah, I'll definitely get around to that at some point. There's little in it for you, mine. Don't get your hopes up.
Thank her, dearest. She is doing us a kindness.
Right, just not used to open generosity is all. Thank you, stranger. We're counting on you. Yeah, you're counting on me. Uh-huh. Anyways, I've sure learned a lot about the movement of the winds in these here forests. Well, apparently that's a building that only has the one entrance. Let's go. This maze of a town. Dang it. Gotta go all the way around here, huh? Kitten Ram. You have a quest? Living legend and Eorzean explorer extraordinaire would like to chat. This ain't no place for a proper chat. Me cabin's just north of the city. Blue Eyes Abode, as people here call it on account of me dazzling twinklers. Blue Eyes Abode. Wild. Whoa. Road to the Golden City. All out of sprint. But we're almost there. Alright, Wulklamat. Ketten Ram. So what's going on?
Why did you choose to settle down in Mamuk? They haven't exactly been welcoming to outsiders, legendary explorer or otherwise.
All the more reason to keep a weather eye on them. Though seeing how you've won them over, methinks I'll have less need for vigilance. I'm here at Gulu Jaja's behest, to ensure his hard-won peace is kept, and incidentally to remind Zerilja of his duty as elector. Should he have forgotten it.
My old man ordered you to stay here? That's no way to treat an honored guest.
I'd say I'm more than your father's guest by now. Or didn't you see the sepulchre atop Workerzormer?
That's right. Kettenram was one of the names.
Your father and I fought shoulder to shoulder in many a battle, Valigarmanda being but one of our triumphs. He and I are brothers. So when your brother tells you to stand watch, ye stand watch. He trusts in his judgment and his strength of will, even if that means you have to sit out the occasional scrap. Surely you understand such a bond, surrounded as ye are by all these bright and eager faces.
I do. My comrades are my strength, and it's thanks to them that I understand Papa's hopes for this nation, what I must continue to protect.
Then prove your readiness for the throne, Wuklamat. Find the Golden City.
Oh, I will. With these ones beside me, even uncovering a legend should be child's play. Especially since I believe I already have. Huh? Huh? All by yourself? How? When? Well, as you know, electors are forbidden from giving unfair advantage to claimants. So, when Hanmuruk refused to divulge why my grandfather passed through Ikbrash 20 years ago, his silence spoke volumes. You think Galuf's visit had something to do with the Golden City? Precisely. Moreover, only the Yokhui who lived in Yuktel ever dreamt those golden dreams. When exposed to certain triggers, those with magical aptitude have been known to receive visions. And if Gerfeler's abilities are at all representative, the Yokhui are no stranger to the arcane. Which means the dreamers of Eld likely owe their experiences to their inherent qualities and their proximity to the city itself. Here, in these forests. Then all we need to do is search Yuktel from top to bottom, right?
It would behoove us to try and narrow our focus. To that end, I propose we return to Mamuk and make inquiries. While there, we can all take the opportunity to see to any necessary travel preparations. When everyone is ready, let us assemble at the Aetheryte.
Okay. You're Kakhui's boy, ain't ya? Or ain't she? She told me about you. Said she tasked you with finding the Golden City.
Aye. I might even succeed despite my best efforts. I had begun to think it was a fool's errand. My own fruitless search in my youth proved as much.
Yet here you are, older and wiser, playing the fool again.
Courtesy of the company I've been keeping, perhaps. Wuklamat's not the only one to have grown thanks to her comrades. We'll find it. Together.
Heh. Was I ever that young?
Look at this old man. This like 50, maybe 60-year-old man. Kettenram. Hello. I waited up for you. You waited for me. It seems Kettenram knows my mentor. So we chatted for a bit longer. Alphino said to meet by the Aetheryte, so I'll see you there. Indeed. By the Aetheryte. The beautiful music of these lands. Oh, you know, I guess I'll use it. Get that out of here. I need to sell that. I need to hand this dye to one of my retainers. Where's all my friends? There they are.
The merchants were more than happy to mend my gear and sell me supplies. One would hardly believe that they were ever averse to aiding visitors. You won't believe how many Najul they gave me. Now all we need is a hint to point us in the right direction. City of Gold, here we come. I think I can offer that much. I have an inkling of where the Golden City might be. Milalja? And Cyrilja? You've come to help us?
As an elector, I am forbidden from speaking of the Golden City. But my wife is beholden to no such constraints.
So why are you here, then?
Then anything you can tell us would be greatly appreciated. Our people have lived here for centuries. There is no corner of this forest we do not intimately know, save for one. Do you recall the place I showed you, where my son confessed the truth of blessed siblings? That stone pier stands at the entrance of the sky-deep cenote, the final resting place for children we lost to our zealotry. Precious few are permitted beyond the cenotaph doors, and we have not explored its deepest recesses. If the Golden City is in Yaktel, it may well be hidden there. Will you permit us to search for it?
I have no reason to refuse you. No longer will we rely on blessed siblings, nor will we conceal the sacrifices made to conceive them.
You literally just said there's no reason to not keep it secret. And then you're like, but we won't keep it secret. What? I mean, no, there is no reason to keep it secret from us, that's for sure, but...
The cenote is no longer under our protection. It is a dismal burial ground, and our children deserve better. Their bodies will be moved to a place of comfort and peace.
I'm sure Bakul Jaja would appreciate that, and we're here to offer any help if you need it.
Huh? Oh.
Your father also visited the cenote, come to think of it. It was many years ago by now, but a notable affair due to the foreigner he brought with him. A mage, I believe. Oh. Truly?
The Don servant did not disclose his reasons, but he descended past our cenotaph and into the Yaqui, or the old Yaqui quarries.
Doubtless the very same ones excavated by Vorpalor's dreamers. Then the Golden City must be there. In the depths of the sky-deep cenote. Thank you, both of you. We'll set out straight away. You will find a winged beast or two lingering in Goktrak descent. They will carry you below. I believe in you, Third Promise. You will make a magnificent Dawn Servant.
I'm sure she will.
This is it, everyone, to the sky-deep cenote.
Yeah. Let's go.
also... really want that ether current, but I think this is a pretty good spot to end the stream. I know, it's a bit of a cliffhanger. Head into the Golden City, you know, about to enter it, but I think this is a pretty good stopping point. And we've only got like 20 minutes left anyway, so I don't think that's enough time to really jump in. I think this is a good point. We're at a bit of a lull, and then there'll be a big excitement to go and find that Golden City, you know, and explore it and all that that entails. So we'll have to save that for... Just double check. Why did my phone turn off? Yeah, should be checking that out next week, next Saturday. Obviously, as I've stated previously, there will be no stream tomorrow or on Saturday, this Saturday, because going to my friend's wedding. But we will be back on Monday for more Elden Ring, then Wednesday for more Myst 3 Exile, and then we'll be back next week Saturday, okay? Not this upcoming Saturday, but next week Saturday for more Final Fantasy XIV. We will explore the Golden City. I'm really liking this this expansion. I'm really liking it a lot. It's really good, except for all these, like, I don't know if you'd call them plot holes or maybe lazy writing or poor writing, or I don't know. Just for this specific, like, Blessed Siblings and the Mulja, their whole plight. It's like, bro, we need the Blessed Siblings to take what we need to survive because we live in this horrible place. And it's like, first off, I mean, the place doesn't look that bad, but second off, you could just leave. If you really feel that way, you could leave. There is other land elsewhere, but of course you're too racist to do that. You could also accept help from other people. You could trade, you know? Create these negotiations between your people and other groups. But again, you're too racist to do that. It's like, come on, guys. Come on. You've got bananas. This is the only place where these bananas grow. That is a big plus to your ability to trade. Sure, you won't want to eat those bananas for every meal every single day of your life, but you can trade those bananas. This is the only place they grow, so you can trade them to other people. And we already know that the Shabral use those bananas or I think they use the bananas. I know that they use the banana leaves in their signature dish. Okay? A dish that they love, and they certainly would at least prepare it and eat it during like special celebrations, I'm sure. And so you could sell a ton of banana leaves. And in fact, I know that there's like a merchant that secretly sneaks off and trades with the Shabral. You know, banana leaves for other things, as we saw in that one Aetheryte quest. So, like, you do trade with outsiders, but you don't want to trade with outsiders. See, the problem was that they didn't actually want to solve their problems. And it's like, how could you possibly, for like, I mean, it's definitely been a long time that they've been secluded like this and been so reclusive. Yeah, at least a few decades. Right? Like, that's a long time to just be like, no, we'll suffer in silence over here. We're just gonna suffer. And, really, the Blessed Siblings are our only saving grace. Because without them, we're just super weak and useless. And it's like... But also, we are better than all other races. But we're nothing without the Blessed Siblings, though. But we are better. All of us are better than any other... What? All this backwards logic. But aside from that, I am enjoying this expansion. Unlike, I've heard that some people really don't like this expansion. At least partly because, I guess, because of the fact that we're not really the main character of this expansion. Wuklamat is. And I'm perfectly okay with that. I think it makes perfect sense for our character. And the story thus far, you know? It's like we have fought monumental threats to the star, to the universe. I think it's time for us to, like, take a step back because, you know, you need some breathing room. You need some breathing room. You can't just keep ramping up indefinitely. You're gonna have to take a break. And then once a threat worthy of our attention crops up, then we've got to come in there and be the main character and save the world again. But until that point in time, we can take a step back and help other people with their main stories, as it were. You know? Be the mentor character for a bit. But I digress. Be kind to yourself, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you next mission. Bye-bye!